Okay, let's start by closing our eyes and turning attention inward, taking a time maybe to formulate some sort of intention inside us and speak it into the space, or just put the thought like a seed into the space. Breathing in, breathing out, releasing the weight into the ground. Feeling how our breathing is awakening the body in a way, while the breath is passing through the body, how it's activating all these areas. And with our attention and consciousness, we can start becoming aware of all these different parts of our body, starting from the head, as if we are painters and we are coloring these areas and awakening them, activating them. Just feel the head, brain, face, neck, opening into the chest area where the heart is and the lungs, opening into the arms, following our arms with our consciousness all the way to the fingers. And beneath the chest, opening into the belly area, all the organs in the belly, the upper abdomen, the lower abdomen, and the pelvis, opening into the legs, the thighs, knees, lower part of the legs and feet. Sending the breath into all these areas, sending consciousness, feeling the warmth spreading throughout the whole body. And also feeling a little bit the space around us, our own personal energetic space around the body, like a balloon which is encircling us, a little bit bigger than our physical body. And also claiming that space and clearing everything that that is not our own personal energy from that space. And just with this global feeling of this totality of who we are, the whole body as a unit, along with this bubble around us of our personal space. If any kind of movement occurs, just follow it and feel how it's pleasant to inhabit our own space and, in a way, own it, claim it, clean it. And we can play a little bit with the so called Moro reflex or the Embrace reflex, with this feeling of totality of a whole body as a unit. How, from this feeling, how do we open up with our hands to the world? And then, as a continuation of that reflex, as a polarity, how do we embrace ourselves? How do we gather our hands and place them on our chest or hug ourselves? And let's try to find and give ourselves maximum gentleness at this point. Also inviting the sense of and feeling of love for ourselves, feeling the safety of our personal bubble, and how within that bubble we can try opening up a little bit. And then when we embrace, we give the attention of love and comfort to ourselves in general, or applying to any specific body part that we feel needs a little bit more attention. Playing with it, just staying with the feeling of what's pleasant for us at the moment, exploring which part is more natural to us to open or to embrace ourselves. And related to this feeling of shame as well, I think, like this moment, how do we open to the world and show who we are, be who we are, expose ourselves in a way? and then gather back into our own inner. And being that these both reflexes are polarities, there is not one without the other. And how can embracing ourselves with love and acceptance, fully embracing ourselves, can help us to maybe open up again. Also feeling the chest area and the heart in the center, and our hands as a continuation of the heart, allowing this widening and condensing to start from the heart. Can we feel our hands as a continuation of the heart? And the spreading of the arms, the opening to the world, or so. How does it manifest if it's initiated in the heart? And then gathering again into the heart, into the center. This opening is also an act of courage. Just gently flowing and breathing with whatever arises. And also becoming aware a little bit of the central axis, going all the way from the heavens into the head, into the belly and the center of the pelvis, and the legs connecting us to the ground. And really, with the attention, let's try grounding the central axis into the pelvis, into the legs, and feeling also how it's growing roots deep in the earth. And we can still play with the heart and the arms, but this time from this feeling of rootedness of the central axis, with this central axis growing roots to the center of the earth, potentiating in a way the feeling of I am. growing the roots down and down and down. It's like a never-ending process. We can always ground a little more, feeling more of the sensation in the pelvis and the legs. And now slowly turning our attention a little bit lower to the pelvis area, feeling the whole pelvic bowl, pelvic bones, and muscles of the pelvic floor. And we can trace a little bit pelvis with our hands, tracing the pelvic bones to the side and feeling how it's a really large bowl. In the beginning, only feeling, trying to get a sensation of the container of the bowl, and then turning the attention to the contents of the bowl, to all the pelvic organs, allowing the breath to penetrate the pelvis, to soften the tissues, feeling how as we move our container, the contents of the pelvis are yielding like a liquid being moved in a bowl. And how the attention and the consciousness can bring light to that area, enliven it, and how our legs are also a continuation of the pelvis. Putting particular focus on the organ of uterus, whether you're in a female body or the male body, it doesn't matter. Even as males, we have the memory of that vibration, placing our attention and intention to feel the uterus, and as the light of our consciousness activates this organ, just feeling how how it's radiating and informing our body and consciousness. Feeling this warm, creative energy of the uterus, and be initiating movement from there. Feeling the energetic quality of that organ. And just open inside of us to receive the energy that's radiating from there into every cell. Also connecting it with our heart, feeling the connection of heart uterus through the blood, and connecting our brain to the heart and the uterus. So just trying to feel these three centers connecting and harmonizing, balancing themselves. And again, feeling the as well uterus into the legs, into the center of the earth through the roots. So this is the whole chain: center of the earth, legs, uterus, heart, brain. And if you feel inclined, open upwards as well. Becoming this one long channel, and whatever is happening, whatever is circulating, we just allow it to do whatever process it does at the moment. If anything uncomfortable pops up, just being super gentle with that sensation or emotion, and again applying touch, gentleness, calming down that area with touch and gentleness. feeling how we can become fluid on the inside and travel from up to down and down to up, breathing out everything that doesn't belong to us, everything that's ready to leave. And again, fortifying this connection of brain with the heart and heart with the uterus, trying to lower the perception into the pelvis as if we are watching the world through the pelvis. Something about this dropping fully down gives us this feeling of being really rooted in the body and claiming our body and this feeling of I am. And also widening the consciousness a little bit, becoming aware of the planet that we are living on, that this body is standing on or lying, feeling how the planet has given birth to our body, how we are intrinsically part of her, as a part of all living beings and creatures, and how the planet wants us here, how it supports us with food, with air, with water. Again, feeling the three centers inside us and connecting them: brain, heart, uterus. Can we feel that all three of them are at least somewhat balanced? And how we can find support for every center in the remaining two, and how the base is supporting the heart and how the heart is supporting the brain, and how the earth is supporting all three. And then from this feeling of balance, slowly ending the exploration by expressing inward gratitude for whatever comes up right now. It can be something very general or specific, or if a person comes to your mind, just generating from the feeling of balance of all three centers, generating a little seedling of gratitude and sending it to someone or something, and finding a gentle transition by either moving or rolling on the floor or writing if something comes to mind, or drawing, or just gently transitioning into the continuation and sharing.